Yoginam api sarvesham Agaten antaratmanam Sadavan vadate yoma Same yukatamo mataham Yoginam of yogis api also sarvesham all types of mat katena abiding in me always thinking of me antaha atmana within himself Shraddhavan in full faith bhajate renders transcendental loving service yaha one who mam to me the Supreme Lord saha he me by me yukta tamaha the greatest yogi mataha is considered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Please respond. And of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. The word bhajate is significant here. Bhajate has its root in the verb bhaj, which is used when there is need of service. The English word worship cannot be used in the same sense as bhaj. Worship means to adore or to show respect and honor to the worthy one. But service with love and faith is especially meant for the Supreme Personality of God. One can avoid worshipping a respectable man or demigod and may be called discourteous, but one cannot avoid serving the Supreme Lord without being thoroughly condemned. Every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus every living entity is intended to serve the Supreme Lord by his own constitution. Failing to do this, he falls down. The Bhagavatam 11.5.3 confirms this as follows. Ya esham purusham chakshar atma prabhavam ishwaram nabhajanti abhajananti stana prishta patanti adaha. Anyone who does not render service and neglects his duty unto the primeval Lord, who is the source of all living entities, will certainly fall down from his constitutional position. In this verse, also the word bhajanti is used. Therefore, bhajanti is applicable to the Supreme Lord only, whereas the word worship can be applied to demigods or to any other common living entity. The word avajananti used in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is also found in the Bhagavad Gita, avajananti mam buddha, Bhagavad Gita 9:11. Only the fools and rascals deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Kṛṣṇa. Such folks take it upon themselves to write commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita without an attitude of service to the Lord. Consequently, they cannot properly distinguish between the word bhajanti and the word worship. The combination of all kinds of yoga practices lies in Bhakti Yoga. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of Bhakti in Bhakti Yoga. Yoga actually means Bhakti Yoga. All other yoga are the progressions toward the destination of Bhakti Yoga. From the beginning of Karma Yoga to the end of Bhakti Yoga is a long way to self-realization. Karma Yoga without fruitive results is the beginning of this path. When Karma Yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage is called Jnana Yoga. When Jnana Yoga increases in meditation on the Super Soul by different physical processes, and the mind is on him, it is called Ashtanga. And when one surpasses the Ashtanga Yoga and comes to the point of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Kṛṣṇa, it is called Bhakti Yoga, the culmination. Actually, Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal, but to analyze Bhakti Yoga minutely, one has to understand these other yogas. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of eternal good fortune. One who sticks to a particular point and does not make further progress is called by that particular name Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, or Jnana Yogi, Raja Yogi, Hatha Yogi, etc. One is fortunate enough to come to the point of Bhakti Yoga and it is understood that he has surpassed all other yogas. Therefore, to become Krishna conscious is the highest stage of yoga, just as when we speak of Himalayan, we refer to the world's highest mountains, of which the highest peak, Mount Everest, is considered to be the culmination. It is by great fortune that one comes to the Krishna consciousness on the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to the Vedic direction. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, who is called Shyamasundara, who is as beautifully colored as a cloud, whose lotus-like face is as effulgent as the sun, whose dress is brilliant with jewels, and whose body is flower-garlanded. Illuminating all sides is his gorgeous luster, which is called the Brahmajyoti. He incarnates in different forms such as Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he descends like a human being as the son of Mother Yasoda, and he is known as Krishna, Govinda, and Vasudeva. He is the perfect child, husband, friend, and master, and he is full with all opulences and transcendental qualities. If one remains fully conscious of these features of the Lord, he is called the highest yogi. This stage of highest perfection in yoga can be attained only by Bhakti Yoga, as is confirmed in all Vedic literature. Yasya deve para bhakti yata deve tata guru tasya itakai katita he artaha prakashante mahatmana. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Bhakti rasya bhajanam tat iha mutropadhi nairasyena musmin manaha kalpanam etat eva nais karunyam. Bhakti means devotional service to the Lord, which is free from desire for material profit either in this life or in the next. Devoid of such inclinations, one should fully absorb the mind in the Supreme. That is the purpose of nice karunya. Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.5. These are some of the means for performance of bhakti, or Krishna consciousness, the highest perfection stage of the yoga system. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 6th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the matter of Jnana Yoga. So, today we are reading about the summary of yoga. So everybody likes to do yoga, or it's very well promoted in India and even around the world by Indians that we have to do some sort of yoga. But it is come to the point of yoga being more of an exercise ritual to keep your body fit and healthy. Yes, to lose weight, to be flexible, right? That is general understanding of yoga. But yoga actually means, the word yoga means connection or connecting, right? So when we refer to the word yoga, we must connect to something. So what are we connecting to, or who are we connecting to? So in this verse, you can see today that the highest yogi, so one who practices yoga is called a yogi, right? I think you guys know. So a yogi, the highest yogi is one who has great faith in Kṛṣṇa, thinks of him within himself, renders transcendental service to Kṛṣṇa, and he is the highest yogi, and this is Kṛṣṇa's opinion. So now we have to understand why we have to do yoga in the first place. Why? For fun? So we are in this material world, suffering. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago I gave the class. So we are always constantly suffering in this material world. Kalyam, Shashvatam, birth, death, old age, disease, and other threefold miseries. Yes? Adi Admik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devi. We are always suffering. So to stop this suffering, to get out of this cycle of birth and death, we have to practice yoga, connecting ourselves to Kṛṣṇa, God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then we can stop this cycle of samsara. Yes? So, yoga being, as I said, connection. So, we have to connect ourselves with Kṛṣṇa. So, once we do that, then we can come out from this cycle of birth and death. So, now you have to understand the whole purpose of yoga in the general is to control the mind and senses. Yes? What is the use of doing yoga when you cannot control your senses? I think recently somebody shared there's something called beer yoga. It means they drink beer and then they do yoga. So, and even they do yoga with the dogs. Yes? Or then there's also couple yoga. Have you seen? They do yoga as a couple. So all this, it's all concoction, and it doesn't elevate you, especially if you're doing beer yoga. I don't know what kind of mentality you will have after the session. Yes, the whole purpose of yoga is to control your senses, and the chief of the senses is the who? Huh? Who's the chief? The mind. That is the chief of the senses. So that basically, if you can control your mind, then it is very easy for you to control your yes. You can see here, Bandhur Atmanas Tasya Yenatmai Vatmana Jitaha Atmanastu Satrutve Varte Tatmaiva Satruva. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So all of us in this material world, we have to do some sort of action, right? Many people out there, they claim, okay, you have to do meditation. Yes, I'm sure you have been recommended by your friends and even some, what do you call that, motivational speakers. They said we should wake up early in the morning before the sunrise to become successful. And then you have to, I think we have just sit down and meditate, think of what you have to do, what are the goals you want to achieve in your life. Yes, write down all these things here to become successful. I mean, the whole purpose everybody is striving out there, day and night, is to become successful. Yes. So first you have to understand what is the definition of success. Yes. I think I see some new faces here. Just ask, what is your definition of success? To be happy. Okay. Yourself? To be peaceful. Oh, very, very good crowd you have. So yes. So people always want to be happy and peaceful. But that's why we are doing things that make us happy. As you are sitting here today, because you're coming here, which is the real place for happiness. People out there, they don't come here because they think that those things out there will make them happy, like going to a good restaurant to eat, going to watch a movie, or going to a club to dance, or to go and drink with friends, or to go and mingle with family. So you are doing all these activities thinking that it will make you happy. But at the end of the day, you don't become happy. Why? Right? Because it's not the right activity. Yes? Happiness is whose propriety or whose property? Who owns happiness? Who? Huh? Who is the owner of happiness? Yourself? Okay. Who is the owner of happiness? Any other? So actually, the owner of happiness is Kṛṣṇa. God is the owner of happiness. And peacefulness, you mentioned, you want peace. So peacefulness or peace is also the property of Kṛṣṇa. So when you go to Kṛṣṇa and you chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then automatically you become peaceful and happy. This is a byproduct. And by doing so, that's why Krishna is called, I think the last time I spoke, Govinda. Yes? Are you familiar what's the meaning of Govinda? The one who gives pleasure to the senses. And also the one who is a master of the senses. So if we engage our senses in the service of the master of the senses, then we can control our own senses. So that's the whole purpose. Whole purpose is not to seek happiness outside of Krishna. Because when we do that, then we become entangled in our activities. When I say entangled, you will be bound by karma. Anyway, coming to the point, going out there, it's always seeing, general family discussion. When you meet your relatives and all that, it's always, you're working in Singapore. Oh, very good. Where you're working? So I think every Indian's first priority is to work overseas. Or he's foreign. That means he's looked up to in the family. He has made it. Yes. And then after, if you're working in foreign, means he has money. So they all will buck you for money. Every relative in India will buck you for money. I'll take some small loan from you. Right? So this is always, relatives they don't, maybe some other, they praise you, well done. But most of them, generally, they suck your blood. Yes? And then the next after that, what is your son doing? What is your children doing? Which school they're going? So all these questions, ultimately, is more of a comparison. I also should do that. I also should do this. My children also. This is material world. That's why it's called envious householder. Always comparing. Yes? So this thing can be only avoided if you are Krishna conscious. Why? Because for us, Krishna is the center. Whereas outside, it's me and my family. Yes, it's all me and mine. So when we are in this me and mine concept, then automatically miseries will come, more miseries will come. It's not that being a devotee of Krishna or practicing Krishna consciousness, there is no problem. Yes, doesn't mean that you chant Hare Krishna, there is no problem. Problems will be there. But the difference is that you are suffering with Krishna, with the understanding that you have Krishna, and suffering without the knowledge of Krishna. Just like the Pandavas, they were suffering, yes, from day one until the end. Suffering. But Krishna was with them. Yes? So, suffering is inevitable. You cannot escape. Yes? But when you are practicing Krishna consciousness, then your suffering is controlled and reduced to a certain extent by the mercy of the Lord. Yes? You cannot say that, oh, I'm chanting for so long, I'm practicing, I'm following all these rules and regulations. Then some difficult thing comes and then you give up Krishna consciousness. Yes? Or then there are other tests that will come. Some family member will say, I think because you're praying to Krishna, that's why you're having so many problems. So maybe you should worship Ganesh. Because Ganesh is known to clear obstacles. Yes? Yes? So in today's verse, if you see, Shraddhavam, full faith. Yes? Full faith in Krishna. That means what come may be, you are still with who? Krishna. Whether the worst situation happens or the best situation happens, you are still holding on to Krishna. You don't jump ship. Yes? Right? Just like in any marriage, if you're married to your wife, there's a commitment. Yes? Trouble come, maybe I'll jump, get another one. It doesn't work like that. Yes? So we should always have firm faith in Krishna and spiritual. So, coming to the point, Srila Prabhupada explained in the purport today, the word is seva, service, bhajate. Most yoga processes, they don't have any service. They just ask you to meditate on some light without engagement. Yes? But being a living entity, a spirit soul, we are always bound to do some activity. We cannot sit idle. Yes? We are unable to sit idle. Even Arjuna, in the same chapter, Arjuna Vacha, Yoyam Yogas Tvaya Proktaha Samyena Madhusudana Etasyaham Na Pasyami Chanchalava Stitam Stiram. Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady. And the next one, I think everybody knows this one. Chanchalam ki manaha Krishna pramadi balavat vidam tasyaham nigraham manye vayu eva suduskaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think it is more difficult than controlling the wind. So this mind is the problem. Yes, because of this mind, you are constantly doing so many activities. Oh, I want to, maybe I don't have enough money. I want to change job. Maybe Singapore is getting difficult for foreigners. Maybe I want to go to other country, Canada, Australia. Yes? Always thinking, too much. Yes? So, we have to control the mind. The only way to do it is to follow the instructions of the spiritual master. Yes, the only way you can control your mind is by doing service to Krishna. Because by service, as I said, we as spirit soul are always doing some activity. When we do that activity for Krishna, or that seva for Krishna, then we become free, or we become happy, and we become peaceful. Yes, because all our activities are generally meant for things which are not Krishna conscious. Like, for example, if you are working, you are doing it for your own income and your family, right? So the whole process is to engage all our activities only for the benefit of Krishna. That's why the highest devotees, who are the highest devotees of the Lord? Who? I mean, devotees, you don't know the answer. Who are the highest devotees of the Lord? Oh, okay. Who conquered Krishna? Now you may ask, Krishna is God. Who can conquer God? How? So, the highest devotees of the Lord are the gopis. The gopis are not big sadhus, yogis. Firstly, they are women. Yes. Secondly, they don't have big education. Yes. They were milkmaids of Vrindavan. All they do was uh, collect milk and make butter, make ghee. Yes, that's all around the house. But they are considered highest. Why? Why? Why not Arjuna? Why not Hanuman? Why gopis? Why? Because Krishna is a playboy. He likes women, so he has that position. Is it? Not even the queens of Dwarka, Krishna's own wives, they are not the highest. Highest are the gopis. Why? Because no. Yes. So they even don't care for their own welfare. The old gopis, I think there's this incident. Narada Muni, he wanted to find out who is the highest uh, devotee. Was it the wives of Krishna or the gopis of Vrindavan? So Krishna said, okay, you go and tell them, I have a fever. The cure for this fever is the dust from your feet. So he said, you go and ask them. So Narada Muni said, okay. So he went to the wives of Krishna in Dwarka. She said, Krishna is sick. The cure, he is having fever. The cure is to take the dust from your feet and then he will be fine. Then they said, are you crazy? We are the wife. How can the wife give dust from the feet to the husband? Cannot. So okay, he didn't get the dust from. Then he went to the gopis. Then he asked the gopis, Krishna is in this condition. Please can I have your dust? And they said you can take as much as you want for Krishna. Yes. They didn't care even if they were going to hell. But as long as Krishna is okay, that is the whole purpose, is to please Krishna. Even Mother Yashoda, I think a few months ago we had Kartik Mas, Damodar Mas. When Mother Yashoda, she was able to bind Krishna. Yes? How is it that she is able to bind Krishna? Only by Love. Prem. Yes, love of mother's love. That is the actually in this material world, the closest is, closest reference you can give is mother's love. How? Just like the mother who is raising the child, she doesn't count, oh, I fed you today, I changed your clothes today, I showered you today. After 16 years, she doesn't give a bill. Where is $50,000 you have to pay me for all this work I've done? Yes. Many instances also you can see in any dangerous situation, the mother puts the life before the child. Yes. So that is a material example, but that is the closest reference we can give. So now, the whole idea is to get Krishna's attention. How are we going to get Krishna's attention? How? Who are we in the first place? Now you all are here chanting Hare Krishna. Are you qualified enough for Krishna to hear you? Doesn't mean you call Krishna. He is what do you call him? Forced to come, or because you are calling. Who are you? Actually, we are nobody. Yes, in comparison to the gopis and the great devotees, who are we? We are nobody. Only by the mercy of spiritual master, which is Srila Prabhupada, we have some chance, or we have the chance to be seen by Krishna. Yes? So in the verse today, only of those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all imports of Vedic knowledge automatically. So implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master. So now we know, okay, so many yoga out there I have to do. So this process that we are practicing here is called Bhakti Yoga. Yes, but what is Bhakti Yoga? So Bhakti Yoga is doing service to the Lord, rendering service without expecting anything in return. Like most people go to the temple to ask something from God, from Krishna. Oh, please, I'm having this problem, I'm having that problem. Please, Srila Prabhupada said it's a business or shopping list. Going to God with a shopping list. Please make my children pass the exam. Please have a stable job. Please make me have good health. Blah blah blah. So the process of Bhakti Yoga is to go to Krishna and say, "How? Please engage me in your service." In fact, we are chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yes, the 16 words Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Have you ever wondered what is the meaning of this mantra? New person, ask the new person. You have come 2 or 3 times, right? What's the meaning of this mantra? No idea. So it means, my dear Lord, please engage me in your service. Yes. So normally everybody, as I said, goes to God to ask something. But you are going with the mood of how I can serve you. Jai Shri Shri Radha. Yes, so that is the process of what we are practicing. So now the question comes, okay, what if I practice this, but at the end of life, I fail, I'm not successful, I don't go back to Krishna. What happens? What happens? Huh? What happens? Nothing. For Indian custom, there is how many lives? 7 lives. Right? That's why you go around the fire if you're married 7 times, right? It means for 7 lives you get the same wife. Why? What happens after death? I mean, what happens if you fail in this? Say you took up seriously, okay, I started chanting, I started following all the rules and regulations. But end of the day, I'm not successful. Actually, this is the question asked here. In Veda basis. Oh, it's too small. This is terrible. Arjuna Uvacha Ayatihi Saddhayo Vedo Yoga Chalita Manasa Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Kam Gatim Krishna Gacchati. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism?" So, yeah, all of us are in this process. We are practicing, right? I mean, those of you who are new, you are just starting. But we also would like to know if you fail, what happens? What happens? Just like school, if you fail, what happens? What happens? Nothing happens. Promoted. You repeat the level, right? Yes, you take that level again. Or if your grades are good or not so good, to get better grades, you will. Or your parents may ask you, okay, you study again. So, what happens if you fail? Okay. So 640 and 641. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Partha Naiveha Namutra Vinasastasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyana Kaschit Durgatim Tata Gacchati. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Son of Pratap, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil." And the next verse. Prapya punya kritam lokan usitva sasvatihi samaha Suchinam Srimantam Gehe Yoga Drishto Vijarate. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. So, those who are unsuccessful, you are born, you go to the heavenly planets where you enjoy it. Then you come back again, but you are born into a family of a righteous family or in a rich family. Yes. So, if you see, myself included, so I was actually born in this whole movement from young. Even now, you see some small babies around running around. Yeah, they are very nice to see. But these are devotees who have failed in the last life. We are sitting here today. Yes, they have, because last life they didn't make it. That's why they are given the chance to start from birth. Right? And most of you here, because you are somewhat pious, that's why you're sitting here today. Bahunam Janmanam Anti. Out of the many thousands of people, one who is taken to Krishna consciousness is considered fortunate. Yes? Don't think you are sitting here listening to this or even to understand that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. It takes so much pious activity to come to that understanding. It's not something which can be easily understood. Like if that's why you have been given this opportunity. Yes, firstly, most of you are born from India, land of Bharat-vasi. Yes, but you are coming here in Singapore to learn about Krishna. Isn't that odd? So, as your duty, you should take this up seriously. It's not something which you can keep it as a Sunday affair. It's not a Sunday affair, right? Or don't make it like a social gathering. This is a serious affair. How you take to Krishna consciousness. Don't make it like, oh, Sunday it's a gathering. I come here, I chit chat, I eat, and then I go. But life is very serious. Yeah, this may be all nice, but that is anytime. Anytime you can die. Can you give me a guarantee? In the next 10 minutes, nothing is going to happen to you. Cannot. Although we claim to be so much in control of everything, so many nerves in our head, just one nerve gone. Half your body you cannot use. Stroke. Even one small clot in your heart, heart attack. Yes. So Krishna consciousness. Also another thing, you should be proud that you are a devotee. Yes. Should be proud that you are practicing this. I see many people, they don't like to show that they are chanting Hare Krishna. So we have this bag, these beads. I think you have seen us chanting this bead bag. So they go out, they will put the beads in the pocket. So nobody knows that you are chanting because they are embarrassed. Or even the attire. Nobody wears this attire outside. Only it's called temple attire. Only you come to temple, only you wear this. Yes, actually these pants and Punjabi suit is not Indian attire. I'm sure you have seen your grandmothers and all that. They all wear. Yes. So that is. See, when you practice Krishna consciousness, then automatically all this culture is inherited. You become socially you become, everything becomes correct, put in place because you're following the right. Right now, most of us are embarrassed to even wear this because I think I was in India recently, so I was in the airport, so I was wearing this tie. So we went to some souvenir shop because I think it was in Odisha, I think, Bhubaneswar airport. So there was some Jagannath souvenirs. So we're just having a look, and then they asked, "Oh, where you're from?" So then I said, "I'm from Singapore." Then you're from Singapore and you're wearing this? So I say, "Yes, I'm wearing your dress." So this is the thing. Indians themselves are embarrassed. So you should become proud of what you have. Krishna is born in which land? Where is Krishna born? Mathura. Where is Mathura? In India, right? Lord Ram is born where? Ayodhya. Where is Ayodhya? Is it in China? No. So you have all these benefits. You are born from that land. So take it a little seriously. This is your knowledge. Yes. Who else better to preach this knowledge than you yourselves who are from there? Yes. That's the reason we are practicing Krishna consciousness. Yes. Why go through all this trouble? You have to wake up early in the morning, 4:30, because Mangala Arati, 4:30 we have to wake up. We have to chant 16 rounds. We don't eat outside food. We have to cook ourselves. We have to no coffee, no tea, no onion, no garlic, no eggs. What else? No gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. Why go through all this trouble for what? Why? Why all these rules and regulations? Why? So that you can control your, even for personal action. Don't think by doing all this, the mind will be controlled. No, it's still not controlled. Even being a devotee also, there are still obstacles. Yes, but at least you are devotee. Yes. So I recommend those who are here, those who are new, or those who are even devotees, take it a little seriously. It's 2025. Yes. Time has flown. I think, honestly speaking, I don't. Before I was married, I didn't feel time flying. Very slow. Time was very slow. After you have kids, time goes like this. Soon there will be 10. That means you're 10 years gone. Then there will be 20. Then sooner or later, I'll be 50. My kids become 20, I'll be 50. So this is how time. There's this verse in the Bhagavatam. Every sunrise and sunset doesn't mean it's so nice. Oh, they call it the golden hour. Yes, to take picture. But it's not. It's every sunrise and sunset is reducing your life day by day. Now it's your duty to utilize this time and engage in the service of the Lord. It's very easy to go back to Krishna. All you have to do is practice. Yes, even if you fail, still you will get back the chance again to practice. It's not, that's the difference between material achievements versus spiritual achievements. Yes? So let's say you made $1 million in this life, and then you died. Next life, are you born with an account with $1 million? Oh, last life he had millions, so automatically this life he has $1 million in the account. No. But in spirituality, you stop at 50%. Next life, you start from 51. So that's the difference. That's why you are born in India. Why? Have you ever thought why you were given this opportunity? Why were you not born in North Korea? Why not in Afghanistan? Or even why not in Africa? Why? Because of your punya that you did last life. That is the punya of your forefathers. All that brought you to be born in India. From young, you have been given this chance. You know who is Ram. You know who is Krishna. You know who is Narsinga, Vamana. You have been brought up in this environment. Suppose you have been born in North Korea. Who's your God? Kim Jong-un. If you worship him, what will happen to you? So you can see, because they are so sinful, that's why they are born there. Yes, because of their sinful. Now you have been born in India. You have been given this chance, and if you don't make use of it, then what happens to you? Now, let's say like you're given this chance. Next life, if you didn't take advantage, then you will be born in. So take advantage. This is, as I said earlier, it's a serious affair. Yes, ante narayana smriti. The time of death, that is, you have to think of Narayana. See, this is how strong Maya is. Maya is very strong. Whenever you all have any death in the family, you'll cry for some time. Then you'll become pious for a while. Then after that, forget. Life goes, life goes on. Yes, you cannot stop. All of us have to die. When you think of it, then you will be a little serious in your practice of Krishna consciousness. Yes, should go. Actually, you all should go to the hospital. You should go to the IC. They call it the ICU. Then you can see how there are so many machines trying to keep somebody alive, and then the suffering. There's a breathing machine. There's a machine that will collect your waste. Machine for you to eat. What would be your position if you're in that situation? Wednesday, Thursday. So you all will take Friday off. Right? Then Wednesday, Tuesday night go to India, and Sunday come back. So take this opportunity since you have a long weekend. Everybody will go overseas. They will do something. Yes, I request come and do some. See what. This is a test. Yes, simple test. Should I use this time of 5 days and enjoy my senses, or should I use this time of 5 days and come to the temple? This is something you should consider.
Live again.
Live again. Again, new link.
Same. You are dead then.
And happy birthday. My birthday is long ago. Okay. Hare Krishna. Kantra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki. Shila Prabhupada ki. Jai Mata.